River City. The first three went down to the wire. What's on tap on this beautiful September evening? You couldn't ask for a better evening at all. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Hi again, everybody. Dave Voloshin along with Peter Edmiston. I mentioned that the three games these two teams played were very close, but Oak City has had the better of Memphis.
It's been a team that Memphis 901 FC has had trouble dealing with for whatever reason this year. You got to break that streak tonight. The last time you get a chance to, it's 901 night especially, so that'd make it even more special. But you start 5 of 6 matches at home, and if you're going to make a playoff push, it's got to start tonight.
901 means you get free beer. Maybe that'll get everybody flowing. I know when you flow and you're the Oak City team, you're going to start with a terrific player that Memphis has to watch. Viljan Bijav has scored 2 goals against Memphis already in the 3 games.
He has been so tricky to deal with because he's one of the more skillful players in the entire league. Yeah, he is a goal scorer, and he is the team leader in goals with 9, one of the better ones in the league, but he also sets his teammates up. He's got a great eye for the pass, and then he has a great ability to move without the ball. So very difficult challenge to keep an eye on him for 901 FC tonight.
If Memphis is to get any offense, they have to go to their man, and that is Kyle Murphy, 4th best scorer in all the USL Championship. But the other night against Kansas City, not very many touches.
Well, it was one of the rare times that he started a match and didn't score. He's got 13 starts and 11 goals, and he'd love to make it 12 or 13 tonight, as he is going to start for 901 FC. Imperative that they get him service, get the ball to his head, get the ball to his feet, give him a chance to be the difference maker that he can be tonight for Memphis 901 FC.
Well, OKC is sitting in 4th. Memphis wants to get there. They're 3 points away. We'll see what happens in just a moment.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex, here to help. Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination, AutoZone, your battery solution.
At Chick-fil-A Caraway Village, we always look forward to seeing Ellie. Nick also.
Ellie just gets excited and bolts right towards him.
She loves to come and get the bag and trots right back to Nick.
We never even had to ask them to hand her the bag. The team members just automatically knew to do it. It was just that little thing, that level of customer service that kind of blew my mind.
We're just really glad that Nick shared Ellie with us. We take care of our guests, whether they're 2-legged or 4-legged.
Welcome back to AutoZone Park as we get set. Oak City and the 901. I mentioned a little earlier, there's a 4-point differential. That is what Memphis is behind. And here's the starting lineup. We'll begin with the energy, and we mentioned the guy to watch is Viljan Bijav, but I will tell you, Donovan has been a very solid player for them, and they have really a disciplined system.
He does. A little 3-4-3 for them, and then we'll see kind of a 4-3-3 for Memphis 901 FC. They may go into a 4-1-4-1 tonight, and obviously, Kyle Murphy is going to be the key to all of this. And a few interesting lineup decisions for 901 FC tonight.
Now Logan, by the way, and Laurent Kishidu, both injured the last time Memphis played on Saturday. They are back out. The referee is Gabriel Justi, Ben Reigel, Ryan Starr. Those are the assistants. Your fourth official will be Benjamin Meyer. There's Ben Pierman, his first full year as the coach. He's done a remarkable job. Low budget. They bust a little bit more than normal, and yet he's got this team poised to try to make the playoffs.
It's now's the time to really make the push tonight with 901 folks here in attendance and a crowd that is swelling, and a lot of folks enjoying themselves out here tonight. Dave, going to be a good night for soccer and a good night to start winning some matches.
And we're underway at AutoZone Park. Beautiful ballpark built, man, my goodness, almost 20 years ago.
It's amazing it's been that long.
They have really kept it in excellent shape.
What a beautiful setting. Absolutely perfect setting. Great night as the sun's gone down. The weather's cooling off a little bit. Still pretty humid out there for these players, but the temperature's going down nicely, which I think is going to make for fine conditions and not too hot. Certainly a better alternative than some of these extremely hot days.
That setup goes awry. They were looking for Dakers, and it'll be the goal kick for one of the better goalies in the league, C.J. Cochran for OKC. 6 clean sheets. That's third best in the USLC.
He's been very good, very solid keeper. I'm curious to see as we see Alan Wynn out there, number 77 for Memphis 901 FC. He made his debut over the weekend. He makes his first start tonight. A new signing just over the past few days. He's going to be on that left side, trying to provide a little width for 901 FC. They've lined up in a formation that I think they're hoping to take advantage of their ability to get into some of these spaces. And you see early on Wynn trying to get into that space behind. They want to get into that space and whip that ball in and let Kyle Murphy do his thing in the center of the box. They've set up with a little more of an attacking threat around Murphy than we saw on Sunday against Sporting KC. And I think Ben Pierman understands that he's got to liven things up a little bit in attack.
Memphis, by the way, has a new goalie as well, Cody Cropper. This is his second game, his second start, and the first one against Kansas City was a clean sheet.
He was, he had a couple times when he had to work, but to be honest with you, Kansas City, the Sporting KC2, did not put a single shot on target. So if you're a goalkeeper, that's kind of an ideal way to make your debut if you don't actually have to make a single save and you could still come home with a clean sheet. A couple nice decisions, though, that he's made. And I think, again, for a guy that's playing, he's the fourth different keeper that's going to start for 901 FC and the fifth to actually play. That's a challenge. That's not easy for any team and not easy for this back four and him to maintain their connection.
Injury report, and there are a bunch. Francis Atuya-Henne's out, so is John Berner. He's been out for a while. Zach Carroll, Mitch Guitar, those are the two that are out. And Campbell Clinic brings you the injury report. They got a walk-in clinic at all locations. The Saturday walk-in clinic in Germantown, also an evening walk-in clinic till 8 in Germantown and South Haven. Just go to campbellclinic.com. I know they're happy to have Segvers, who was questionable, and Roland Lamar available as well.
Yeah, I think getting a few of those guys back is certainly nice. That was unfortunately a little bit of a lazy pass from Kishidu there that led to a giveaway in a bad spot.
Counter attempt. This is Adekoya trying to make something happen. A lot of play at midfield to start this game. Both teams will try to play as disciplined as they can. Ben Pierman said one of the goals in the last couple of games has been to build and to complete passes. They had one of the worst completion rates in the league in Kansas City. Even though they did not score, that rate went way up. He thinks that's a big promise.
We'll see, and I think they have to maintained possession a little bit better, a little more calmly. They looked better in the second half of that match than they did in the first, and that's kind of been a tradition this year for Ben Pierman's sides. They've tended to improve at halftime, and unfortunately, when you get to this level of the season, you can't tend to wait for that halftime interval. You got to come out swinging. And I think you're seeing a little more activity, certainly moving without the ball from 901 FC. Now it's a matter of can you take some of this and start to make those key passes that you need to put OKC to work.
Ball sends that to Segbers, who's got room on the right side. He was trying to dump it in from Murphy and a Brigley. Nice defensive move that time by Lamar Batista.
Well, and you're seeing that they're playing kind of 3 up front to start for 901 FC. They may end up drifting back a little bit, but trying to make those runs off the final shoulder of the defender, and that's a good idea, playing a little bit of a diversified attack, something that they didn't show enough of over the course of this season. They have that opportunity now. You're seeing some different opportunities.
Fortune trying to get that inside for Murphy, and that was too far.
Again, we've seen a couple through balls on the deck. At that time, an early cross whipped in. And we've seen trying to get to the sideline. So a couple different styles of attack, and I think that's going to serve Kyle Murphy very well up front.
And I'm sure, as we said in the open, Ben Pierman would like to see a few more touches, and he may play more people, as you had intimated, up front to give him a little bit better angles.
Yeah, just to give more, something else for the opposing defense to think about. More players making those runs and getting Kyle Murphy some space to run into. Now, that's the thing. He just didn't have a lot of space in that match against Sporting KC too. This is an opportunity here. Take a quick free kick for Dre Fortune.
Here's Segbers. And they'll play it out to Leston Paul. 6 minutes gone, and that was a little too high for Fortune.
Both teams kind of easing into this one a little bit, Dave. A lot of pawing each other a little bit. Nobody striking any big-time blows just yet.
This is the first of a nice run. There are 14 matches left for 901 FC. 10 of them are at home. Ben Pierman feels very strongly they're going to have to pick up points if they're going to make the playoffs, especially the next 4 or 5 that are here. And we've already got an energy player down.
Yeah, Dre Fortune with more of what I would call a clumsy challenge than a malicious one, but coming in over the top with those studs, a little bit dangerous. And you can remember the last time these two teams played, there was a pretty nasty sending off when Kisyadu went over the top accidentally, and that set up a 4-1 energy win in a game that just completely changed on the course of that red card. So anytime you see a tackle, that one nowhere near what happened against OKC last time, but certainly a little bit of a worry when you see Dre Fortune go over the top and the official having a word with him to be careful about that, because that was more of a clumsy challenge than anything else.
We have yet to see a card, and body language alone, I don't think.
I think it's more of a lecture than a card at this point. Getting a bit of a dressing down.
And it was a bit physical on Charlie Ward.
Well, I would prefer, and the former Heisman Trophy winner going down, right there. Looks a little different than he did in his college days.
He's amazing because he could play basketball too.
I mean, got multi-sport superstar right there. No, that was a nasty one. I think he's a little bit fortunate actually to get away without a yellow card, given sometimes the early an early situation like this, early in the match, you see officials really bending over backwards to try not to do that if you can help it.
So the free kick from near the midfield stripe. Oh, there is a yellow card now. It is officially given.
So there you go. He did get a yellow card. So that's the thing. He honestly, that was a yellow card tackle. That was a pretty rough one.
That is the first one on Dre Fortune this year. Here's some space, and here's Kisyadu. Kisyadu trying to make something happen, and good defense that time. That'll be off the leg of Oak City.
Celtic crossing corner for the first time in this match for 901 FC.
First one for anybody.
And Kadeem Dakers will take it with the right foot. He's been good, putting these in really dangerous positions. golden opportunity here for 901 FC.
They crowd in front of C.J. Cochran. And he jumps in front of everybody.
There was a foul in the build-up anyway, but that one a little too close to the keeper. Easy enough.
He had a good beat on it. I think he knocked down.
Well, they're going to get Murphy for the foul there, but you know, it gets a little nasty in those scrums in the box sometimes. Hard to tell who's really fouling who.
Both teams a little sloppy in the beginning here. A lot of takeaways as Dakers tries to get things set up. And this is dumped forward. Here's Wynn. Knocked off the ball. Should be Memphis.
Well, that'll be a goal kick to OKC. Yeah, Wynn that time, you could see he's not the biggest out there, and he was eased off the ball pretty quickly by Lamar Batista, who is 6'5". Much bigger guy.
I thought Batista was a little more physical on that.
He was.
Could have gotten the call, didn't go that way, and there's the launch from Cochran. Kishadu will settle for Memphis. In the 11th minute, nobody's had any kind of real opportunity yet. And that one, an easy steal for Oak City, and then the giveaway.
Get very little rhythm in this match from either team at this point. Both trying to kind of figure out a style of play that's going to work for them, and neither one finding it thus far.
Here's one launched into the box, and that's dangerous right there. There was an opportunity for Arakoya. He just couldn't get his toe on the ball for possession. That was a miscue that time by Cody Cropper. Fortunately for Memphis, no harm done.
Well, Cody Cropper misjudged where that ball was going to end up, and now here's an opportunity.
Here's Dakers. The great move, and then he misses wide right. He had the whole left side of the net. Dakers made the great move, and I think he wishes he had gone far post.
Well, he couldn't quite get around on that shot, but tried to sneak it near post and thought he had a little room there. That's always going to be tricky, but a great bit of feet to be able to get that ball where he needed it to go. He's going to kind of kick himself. Look at this nice little move here to get around, and then he just couldn't quite settle it enough to be able to go far post. He didn't have the ability to open up his body the way that he wanted to. Tried to sneak it in, actually had a little bit of a hold there, but unfortunately just was off target.
Even Batista came over and said, nice move on me. That was a beautiful one-on-one move, but 4-0.
So there you go, a little sizzle out of nowhere. Looked like we didn't have a whole lot going on in the first 11 minutes, and then within a matter of 30 seconds, each team with a really good opportunity. To go back to that earlier, the OKC attack that set that up, that's the kind of the problem with having a fourth different goalkeeper. You can just, the communication is not there. Cropper couldn't quite figure out where that ball was going to go. He didn't get out there in time to go and grab it with authority. He sort of punched at it, but because of the angle it was going away from him, he just sort of punched it down very gingerly, and OKC's able to pick it up and really get a good opportunity out of that. And very fortunate, a nice bit of last-ditch defending from 901 FC, but very fortunate to get away with that because Cropper was way out of position.
OKC out of position there, a little offsides. Memphis will get the ball back early in the 14th minute. Chavez had gotten a little too far. There's Batiste heading it away from Dakers. That'll be an interesting one-on-one battle the whole night long.
Batista's size is going to be the thing. At 6'5", he's going to eat up any kind of aerial ball that's coming his way.
Well, that's 6'5" versus 5'8". That dumped in the box looking for Murphy. Nice job by Mitchell Osmond to knock it away. Kiss you do. Into the middle. And it's Batista who finally clears it away. Niall Logue catches up with it and sends it back to Cody Cropper. No miscommunication that time.
Some pretty good stuff moving forward from 901 FC. You're seeing guys working off each other, some 1-2s, better communication. You don't want to, the temptation, because Kyle Murphy has been so good, sometimes he gets sort of abandoned up there, and you're going to need to give him some help.
And here's Murphy. Kishidu is going to pull the trigger, and on 2 hops, there is C.J. Cochran with the easy save.
Kishidu didn't quite get enough on that one. Not a bad attempt, though, and at least it's on target, make the keeper work a little bit. Murphy, I don't think, could quite get his angle right. He wanted to take that shot himself, but couldn't quite get it right timing-wise, and ended up giving it up to Kishidu.
Thus far, a couple of good chances for Memphis. A near misplay by the 901 FC gave Oak City an opportunity they could not cash in on.
Yeah, 15 minutes in, no score, but an increasing amount of fluidity from 901 FC. Playing with some confidence, playing with some, you can see the energy from 901 FC. Not to be confused with the OKC energy.
Right. Oak City trying to press a little bit. That one headed by Corey Donovan. He's been very steady for them all year. Segbers taking his time, and Wynn will bring it up the left flank. Memphis with some numbers. Kishidu in the middle. Leaves it there for Fortune. Now here's Dakers. And he was looking for someone near the box to head it. Nobody but white shirts.
Yeah, Murphy having a discussion with referee Gabriel Giusti, because Murphy continued his run into the box and was just sort of plowed over in the box, and no one blew a whistle, no one did anything, and messed up the timing of the attack that Memphis 901 FC was setting up. But again, Alan Wynn, that's where he's dangerous. He gets a little space, slid a nice ball in, continued the flow of play, and I think you're seeing an increasingly confident 901 FC, at least on the attack.
Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Memphis pressing the action again. Dakers send it to the middle. A lot more patient. 901 FC, it seems, in this game. High percentage of completion on passes, and that one gets away. Nice movement by Arakoya. Wynn will send it behind him. Kuramoto has it taken away. "17 and a half minutes gone." A couple of good threats by 901 FC. One heartbeater for the energy, but no one has been able to score yet.
No, and it's OKC trying to build up just some passing and some possession, because they really haven't done much with it thus far in the game. A little press from 901 FC, and that's going to earn a foul and potentially a card. That was a pretty nasty challenge from from Batista, who came in. That ball was late, and he tried to deal with a very impressively pressing Kyle Murphy, and did so by kicking him right in the shin. You can't do that, and that's going to be a yellow card.
That is the first yellow card in the game on Oak City, and that will be on Batista. You mentioned big and physical, and that is exactly what he was trying to do with Kyle Murphy.
Good work from Murphy, though. Murphy, one of the better pressing forwards in the league, is very active. Going to try to continue to get that ball back as quickly as he can. And OKC playing here a fairly high line. They've been doing that a lot tonight, trying to compress things and make it hard for space to really open up for 901 FC. It's a little bit of a risky play. So far, it's worked for them.
Akers will put it into play. Tried to dump it in there. And a good job by Reynolds to keep it away from the streaking Adekoya.
Yeah, kind of a last-ditch thing, but Reynolds has been really, really good for 901 FC and made the play that he needed to there. That ball goes out of play and gives 901 FC a chance to get back down the pitch after the free kick.
Zachary Ellis Hayden down the right side for the Energy. And there's Reynolds with Wynn sandwiching them. And the ball will belong with OKC.
OKC has tried to open up their own space by playing Ellis Hayden there. He's played almost out of bounds. Like, he's played on so close to the sideline. He's getting chalk all over the boots. And they want to try to extend out that defense from 901 FC, force them to play all the way from sideline to sideline and open up some space in between. And so far, through a combination of good play from 901 FC and kind of some lackluster passing from OKC, they really haven't taken much advantage of it. And Bijev, for example, he's touched the ball once or twice. That's it. He's really been out of the match.
He has tried to get free, and here is Ward, who got it in there. The head got contact, but it went way over Cropper's crossbar.
Not a dangerous header, but that was a very free header, and that's a bit of a concern. You don't want that much space. If we watch here, you see, I mean, Chavez had all day long to think about that one, was not really challenged, and that's where it gets dangerous, because you give that to somebody that, like Bijev, he might put that on target, might even put it home.
Bijev put some pressure on Cropper. Memphis able to still control. Loeb gives it away. Hayden. And a nice defensive slide that time by Memphis. 21st minute, now approaching the 22nd. No one has found the net yet. Inside, headed away, but in the box, and here's a quick shot, and that was knocked away by Thomas. Kishidu fighting for the ball.
When you see what I'm talking about there, Dave, when it comes to the space, they switched play from one flank to the other and opened up all kinds of room for that cross that ended up being a fairly dangerous situation. Adekoya couldn't quite bring it down and make something happen with it. And
Batiste has it taken away by Segbers.
What a tackle.
Yeah.
What a tackle that was. Put that one on the old chalkboard there. That's one that you want to keep. Segbers, terrific job.
And did it against the very active Batiste.
That's a highlight reel one.
Leston Paul's going to find Dakers. Good job taking it away. And Bijev with a touch, but not in the area he really wants to touch the ball. Chavez will send it ahead. Here's a good look for Oak City. Into the box, too far. Should be Memphis ball.
Very weak shout for a penalty. But Kyle Murphy had a similar and a much better shout for a penalty off the ball. Chavez fell down quite easily in that one. That's not really ever going to work. You see right there, I mean, Leston Paul, I don't know that he even touched him.
I'm not sure he did either.
901 FC dominating possession, 61% tonight so far, which is a rare thing for them. But they've really been the better team for the most part. They've been the better team tonight.
And they've had actually two pretty good opportunities. There had been only one, and that was really by mistake for OKC. Another clearance away. And Murphy trying to control the ball.
Couldn't do it, but again, he draws the foul. So good at that sort of thing. That's just heady center forward play. Get that ball back to the goal. Get your chest on it. If you can't control it, try to draw a foul. Get the play stopped. Get back down the pitch. Just a smart play right there. OKC only completing passes at a 64% clip right now, which is really low accuracy. They just have been pretty sloppy. And tonight, Memphis 901 FC at 80% now. So a much improved accuracy passing performance, better in possession. But because if you see OKC playing so high up the pitch, Dave, they're compressing the space and forcing them to pass in a fairly small area of the field. Nasty tackle there again. A straight red card. Straight red card. Wow. Zachary Ellis Hayden is done.
And Memphis will have the one-man advantage for the rest of the match.
Huge opportunity.
Much the way Oak City had the last time these two teams played.
Very similar, yes, indeed. And that was a nasty one for sure. And I know Lee Viedman, their manager, is not happy about this, but came over the top, and no question about it.
He's going to mark this down. We'll hopefully get another look. There's the red card, and that means Zachary Ellis Hayden will be leaving AutoZone Park. The target there is...
It's Reynolds. Yeah, Andre Reynolds.
Andre Reynolds has just been outstanding for Memphis, and there's the long slide, and that goes right into the knee.
Well, and again, you could just see it was similar to the tackle earlier on that Dakers had gotten away with, but it was even more over the top and even more obvious than that one. When you come in and you miss the ball, and he was late and really poorly positioned, you can't have too many complaints about that. You lost control of your body, and you saw in that last shot, Mark Segbers pointing to his head and trying to tell his teammates, everybody, just keep your head, stay calm. This is a good opportunity. Let's play smart, because from here on out, much like OKC, you can really turn the screw against your opponent. You're already dominating the match and playing better than them 11v11. Now 11v10, even more space should open up for you if you play your cards right. So be smart, get a goal, get yourself in control of this match.
It's really good to see Reynolds get up. Andre Reynolds was the man of the match in the game, the 0-0 draw against Kansas City in Kansas City the other night. He's been playing brilliantly. Ben Pierman has decided, and he did this, I guess, a couple of games ago, that he really wanted to see percentage of possession time go up and completion rate go up. 84% was the passing completion in the second half. And you just said, what, they're at 80% in this half.
Yeah, they're at 80% so far, and that should go up because you should have a lot more opportunities to pass with your opponent a man down. So now just being patient.
And schematically, what do you do differently here? Do you have a different formation when you have a one-man advantage the whole way? Here's Reynolds putting it in, and that cross was way too far, but Dakers will control.
That cross was so bad it almost ended up being good. It went over the top and ended up being a switch ball. From a tactical perspective, I don't think you change anything. I think their tactics were working fine to this point right now. You know, they were getting some action up front. You kind of want to keep an eye on what OKC chooses to do and how they choose to deploy their guys now that they're a man down. But you're making runs anyway. You should be able to make more runs now into more space, and that's the one thing I would look for is more attacking opportunities with through balls and those kinds of balls through the middle, and then even along the sidelines as you're playing it out into space, not so much to feet, but in front of somebody and trying to get behind this defensive group, because they're playing high, and a high line, Dave, gives you a lot of room to run behind if you can time it right. So far, the timing's been a little off for 901 FC, but now they've got great opportunity with a man up to be able to time those a little bit better.
Well, that free kick into the box, too, was not timed exactly correctly. They brought up Niall Logue, who's a big guy, but it was an easy save for Cochran.
Well, you'll generally, and that's usually what happens. You bring up your center forwards on those kinds of attacks, try to see if you can get the ball to their head, and they're typically big bruisers, can head the ball pretty well. Those guys both can. Skylar Thomas has scored off of a similar situation earlier this year from 901 FC, so you know you can do that. But again, right here, this is the time when both teams are right now kind of a little bit shell-shocked and figuring things out. Particularly OKC, as they're learning to play. Now they've got a man down, and he was a man that was providing a lot of width for them. Ellis Hayden on that right side of attack. They were trying to count on him to drag some of the 901 FC defenders out of position. Without him, it takes away their width, and it gives the 901 FC a chance to exploit that. So how will they respond? That's something I know Ben Pierman and his staff will be keeping an eye on.
Nearing the 30th minute. Memphis with a one-man advantage in the 26th minute, and being patient here, trying to build up from the midfield stripe. Here's Wynn. Little nutmeg there. And a good no call and a nutmeg to return the favor.
We'll call it shoulder to shoulder there from Adekoya. Thought there might have been something for Wynn there. A little opportunity, and then he had a nibble. And out of frustration. That was a little bit of a frustration situation from Wynn. As it looks like, I think we're ready for the hydration break here at this point in time, and we're going to see a substitution as well for OKC early on in this match. That will give us a kind of a clue as to what they're going to try to do. They take Adekoya out and bring on Tucker Stevenson. So probably going to a little bit more of a orthodox forward player for them, and I think that probably makes some sense because they were trying for more of a fluid attack.
We have another Oak City player down. There's Chavez. He apparently is okay. If you're just joining us, no score. Into the 31st minute here. We had a red card on Zachary Ellis-Hayden about the 26th minute. So Memphis turns the tables on Oak City. Last time they played, there was a red card on Atua Henye. No, on Kishidu, excuse me. And it really was close till the end when those 10 players on the Memphis side got tired and Oak City scored in a flurry toward the end of the match.
Well, it's a chance now. Again, this is everything that you want. You want to get a win. You want to be able to start some momentum for this streak of home matches. You want to get a win against OKC, who's really had your number this year. All that is right in front of you. The rest of this match, you've got 60 minutes left, and you've got everything that you want right in front of you. You just got to go get it.
Segbers will bring it up. It gives us the opportunity to tell you about the Southern College of Optometry, proud to be the official eye doctor of Memphis. 901 FC, the Southern College of Optometry. Fortune crosses. There's Dakers. Chipping it, looking for Murphy, too far. Memphis controls. Wynn chipping it again looking for Murphy, and that one headed away by Connor Donovan. Cleared that time by Declan Wynn.
Well, Dave, I think you're bailing them out a little bit with balls like that. I think that's meat and potatoes for their center back pairing. I'd like to see 901 FC play. Everyone, if you notice, the forward players are all playing and looking back at the ball. You've got to play the ball out in front. There's opportunities with this high line that OKC's playing for balls to go in behind into some space. And right now everyone's kind of looking for the ball to be played to feet and then turn and move. That's okay, but I think you're going to get your best stuff by playing some through balls back behind this defense.
Here's Reynolds. Back to Wynn. Kishidu and low. Memphis patient. One man up. Knocked away nicely that time. Stevenson, who just came in with the fresher legs. Segbers with Dakers. And back to Kishidu. Quick movement of the ball for Dakers. Fortune. And it's knocked away. Bijev in a hurry. Nice job by Memphis to retain. That's Dakers looking in the box for Murphy, knocked away.
Segbers smart because Bijev was looking for a foul to relieve some of this pressure, and he had both hands up and made the official know that he wasn't touching him.
Wynn looking inside. He's got Paul. Paul had it stripped away, but Murphy with a shot and a save. Near rebound attempt. Paul was there, but Cochran was able to hold on.
Good save from Cochran. He didn't have much time. Snapshot from Murphy, who doesn't need much time to load up with that left foot. Put it across his body, and Cochran was just able to hang on to that rebound because Leston Paul was right there to grab the scraps.
Diving to his left, Cochran able to hold on. Possession time all Memphis. It should be most of the way now because of the one man up after the red card to Hayden in the 26th minute. Memphis has had the chances. OKC's been able to answer every time. No score.
Yeah, 64% of possession right now for Memphis 901 FC. Still looking for that killer ball, though. That's the thing. OKC is successfully squeezing up and kind of compressing the area into which 901 FC can play. They've not really been able to open that up just yet, and I think that's something worth thinking about for 901 FC going forward.
Wynn would play this for Reynolds. He tried to dump it in the box, and a good job that time by Tucker Stevenson.
Driving hard to that end line and then crossing back. That's where you can really get something going. Making those runs to the near post. You know, when you're here on this on this left side, those are opportunities for 901 FC. They are building the pressure. That's true, and there's only so long that you can hold out when you are down a man. It does make it very difficult.
Second Celtic crossing corner for Dakers. They go into a vertical line by the box.
When referee Gabriel Giusti with the impossible task of trying to have them not hit each other.
This one headed away. They got that to Logue. He tried to go far post.
That was exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, that was textbook right out of off the training ground. That's exactly what you wanted. And Logue was frustrated because he didn't make good contact. That was one he'd love to have back. Made that near post run, flicked it over, and just got too much on it. It's a dangerous opportunity, and he'll want that one back.
In the meantime, you don't get it back. Cochran will go with the goal kick.
Nope, they don't let you have any do-overs.
9 minutes before stoppage time here in the first half. Memphis with a lot of opportunities and a one-man advantage. The opposite of what happened the third time these two teams have played. Good work that time by Wynn. Bijev. Ooh, quick turn and fire, and it's wide. Wide on the right side. Best look that he's had in this game.
Well, and again, Dave, that's something that OKC has done well. They played both of their best scoring opportunities have come from switch passes all the way across the field in the build-up because it's kind of caught in 901 FC a little too stretched or a little too compressed in one area of the pitch. They opened up some space that time, and Bijev does not need much time to be able to put one on target, and a little bit of a danger for. There's still some danger in Oklahoma City. You can't just completely assume that because they've got 10 men that they're going to shut the thing down. There's too much time for that.
Whoa. And Declan Wynn was just going to try to get possession of the ball, and something like a hamstring stopped him cold. This one is a legit injury.
No, that's one that's whenever there's a non-contact situation like that, it's always troublesome.
OKC trainer is going to come out. He just went to try to control the ball, and on the off foot, I think it was his left foot, as he moved his right to control the ball, it just buckled.
I wish him the best. That's unfortunate. I know everybody, all of his teammates are kind of crowded over there. This gives you a chance to. You certainly hope he's okay, but it gives the rest of the players a chance to talk about some things, and that's one of the tricky parts about this game, Dave, is you don't get a lot of time, you don't get a lot of timeouts, you don't get a lot of opportunity to change things. If any changes have to happen, it has to happen out there from those players. You can't call a timeout and as a coach and change things up like you can in other sports. It doesn't work that way in soccer, so you have to cherish these opportunities to talk and strategize because they don't come too often.
I will say, Declan Wynn, I only wish him the very best. I hope he's able to continue. The way he went down, I would not have thought he would get up this way. Non-contact.
You never know.
Sort of twist and turn usually does not bode well. There's Lee Weidman worried. For sure, he's already a man down because of a red card. And this is one of his more dependable bodies.
You never know. You never know. I hope he's going to be okay. But right now, for the issue for OKC, as long as he's going to be, if you want to, I think he's going to be okay. Though. If he's not going to be able to play, then OKC would play 2 men down at that point until he can come back out and be healthy. But it looks like he's back out, and it looks like he's running just fine.
That's impressive. It really is. Memphis will build as we are midway through the 40th minute here. Memphis being very patient, trying to build up. We'll tell you, too, the best clash to kick off the fall to remember when the USL on ESPN continues. Perennial contenders Louisville City FC travel to Dillon Stadium to meet Hartford Athletic in a potential playoff preview. That'll be Tuesday at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Possession time for Memphis continues to climb. And Bijab almost trying
at this point,
to
it's a
take
given.
Advantage of a mistake, but there was none.
Well, at this point, it's a given, really, that you're gonna be dominating possession. You were dominating possession anyway. 901 FC was
on
prior
10v10,
to this.
yeah.
It was you were dominating possession via 11. Now against 10, you're definitely going to dominate possession. But what can you do with it? Right now, it's been a lot of harmless possession. They need to find that killer ball to open things up.
Here's Reynolds. Nice job taking it away. Mitchell Osman win. And Reynolds go back to work. Kishadu now. You're right. You've got the advantage. Can you finish? And Memphis has had trouble finishing all year long. They've never scored more than 2 goals in a game. There was a dangerous play back to C.J. Cochran, but the OK City goalie gets down there and secures it right in front of Wynn.
Well, it was a very heady play from Tucker Stevenson there. Very calm in the box, knew that he had space and played with his chest back to his keeper so the keeper could use his hands. Very smart play from Stevenson. But for 901 FC, they really kind of need to take a page off of OKC's book when it comes to switching play. Switch from side to side faster. The move, everything is fairly labored right now for 901 FC in the final third. It's, if you're moving from one side to the other, you're doing it with 3 or 4 passes rather than with one big, longer pass. That's allowing OKC to move pretty easily and to catch up to you, and you're not taking full advantage of the space that you could with a man up.
Wynn controls. Reynolds tries to go near post, and Cochran's all over that. Not much room to work with. Another shot on target, but not a real aggressive attempt.
Well, and that was he was trying to cross and get to a position where you can cross from that byline, and that's fine. That was deflected by Stevenson anyway. That's a better opportunity, and that's going to be better for 901 FC to cross from back there. These early balls that are floated into the box without a whole lot of oomph behind them. This is a pretty big back line that you're dealing with right now. You've got 6'3", 6'5" guys that are quite large. Goalkeeper at 6'4". They're going to eat up most of those high, long balls into the box. It's probably going to be more effective if you're playing from different positions.
Bijab able to get the call there. And for the first time in a while, OKC in the Memphis zone. And there is a header on target. Easy for Cody Crocker, but at least that may be the first on target attempt for the Energy in the game.
Well, it was a bit of a bailout in the end because it was a really nice set piece, and he was absolutely wide open, unmarked. And if he had headed across the goal against kind of against the flow, probably could have found a teammate or two. So that I think that thankfully for 901 FC, it was an opportunity that was missed for OKC.
Gabriel Giusti, letting everybody know, I think this is going to be the energy ball. I'm not sure what is in question here now. Batista is talking, and the referee wants the ball. Yeah, they'll give it to Batista. It'll be OKC ball. Nearing stoppage time.
Nil-nil, and I hope the crowd. Again, we've talked about how 901 FC is typically has been a second-half team. They seem to improve their play. I think there's areas that they can improve, but this is it's a golden opportunity, and it's all there for you. All 3 points are right there. You just got to reach out and get them.
Another call drawn. That one on Skylar Thomas.
Yeah, a little bit of a cheap foul there, but it's wise for OKC as we have 3 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time. Wise for OKC. This is again. That's when you're down a man. This is how you have to operate. You got to try to get little nibbles and do what you can to get opportunities because they don't typically come from open play.
Here is that sort of Achilles of Memphis too. They have not been good in stoppage time, really, for the last 3 years, from Tim Mulqueen to Ben Pierman. And that one harmlessly headed away to Kiss You Do. And he'll put the burners on for a moment.
That's good work from Kiss You Do. Kiss You Do did exactly what he needed to do. Put the Jets on, cut back, use the feet, got it out of play, gets the ball back, and gives an opportunity for his guys to have one or two more cracks at it before the end of the half.
Dakers and Segbers, two-man game. Now they'll put Weston Paul into play and cross it over. Logue will chip it in. Dakers was trying to get position, could not. Good job that time by Declan Wynn. I think that is Declan, who had been injured. In quickly to Fortune and right back to Dakers. Toward the middle, they were looking for Wynn, knocked away. Memphis still with possession. And here's Murphy. Got a nice carom, sends it behind him, no one there. And a chance for Chavez and OKC. And here's a long chip, thinking they might catch Cody Cropper out of position, and it will just sail way off right.
But
good
Cropper
idea, though.
he was well off his line.
Yeah.
Had that been on target, that would have given him something to think about. Last time the 901 FC played here, they had a player almost did that very same thing in an earlier match this year. So you have to be careful coming too far off your line.
Reynolds sends it ahead for Wynn. Good defensive job that time by Mitchell Osmond.
Just about time for one more attack from 901 FC before the end of the half.
I think we're going to get an opportunity to talk to Memphis coach Ben Pierman. Here's the play up ahead for Fortune. I think he was offsides.
That was too far in front anyway, so don't know that it would have mattered too much. Opportunity right here. Move some things around at the half. Figure some things out. Go grab the 3 points.
Well, if you're Ben Pierman, I think you're pleased that when it was 11v11, you were accomplishing some of the goals that you had set forth. Better completion rate, better percentage of possession. If you're Lee Weidman, you're happy. You were able to overcome a red card in the 26th minute and didn't give up a thing, even though there were some chances. Your team held forth 0-0 as we come to the end of the Miller Lite stoppage time.
Yeah, that's the after the half. We'll see, Dave, an opportunity here. It's right there for 901. This is just your chance. Memphis 901 FC on 901 day. Just got to make it happen.
So plenty of opportunities, but nothing into the net. 0-0 at the break.
mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex, here to help. Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination, AutoZone, your battery solution.
At Chick-fil-A Caraway Village, we always look forward to seeing Ellie. Nick also.
Ellie just gets excited and bolts right towards him.
She loves to come and get the bag and trots right back to Nick.
We never even had to ask them to hand her the bag. The team members just automatically knew to do it. It was just that little thing, that level of customer service that kind of blew my mind.
We're just really glad that Nick shared Ellie with us. We take care of our guests, whether they're two-legged or four-legged.
We're at halftime here at AutoZone Park in Memphis. 0-0, 901 FC and the OKC Energy. Always love talking about the USL impact on World Cup qualifying. 14 alums of the USL Championship. Combined appearances across Championship League 1 and 2, 240, 260 combined caps for the U.S. men's national team, all coming from this proud league.
Well, and you see guys like Tyler Adams and Brendan Aronson have come as alums and have made such big impacts already. But it's fun to see across the entire international spectrum, and guys like Dre Fortune here on the roster for Memphis 901 FC representing their countries. Very important to have that, and it shows again. And we've watched it on the pitch. The quality of USL Championship soccer is very, very high, and that's gone down into League 1 and League 2. And from an MLS perspective, it only increases the quality of the soccer and the sport throughout the entire country, and it's making inroads all over. It's really fun to see.
Well, there's no doubt. We saw MLS players playing against Memphis last week, and they hung in with them. Back in just a minute.
First-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
City double their money, and how sweet the sound in Lynn Family Stadium.
I did get an interesting text from someone in the Phoenix organization talking about how big and physical that game was, and maybe they didn't necessarily know it was going to be just like that. I think they got a good taste. By the way, in case you're wondering, Forrest Lasso is competing for the Summer Olympics in gymnastics. Just wanted you to know. What you
So
got
is
next?
Lee Cohen. He was part of that routine.
Bring it to me.
Forrest Lasso, the defender of the year, leaping over the ad boards and pirouetting his way toward the dugout.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex.
Here to help.
Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination, AutoZone, your battery solution.
Memphis 901 FC Soccer is brought to you by Terminix, Defenders of Home, and by AutoZone. Get in the zone.
No score at the half. Zachary Ellis-Hayden from OKC got a red card in the 24th minute, but no one could find the net. And they're pondering that here in beautiful AutoZone Park. What happened around the league this week? A lot of action halfway through this USL Championship season.
It's been a very very active season for sure for not just Memphis 901 FC but so many other teams.
Miami FC is the new #1 in the USL Power Rankings, following undefeated in August. What a run, coming off 2 wins.
They like to be called the Miami FC, sort of like the Ohio State University.
I'll go with that. They're in first.
Why not?
Hartford and Charleston was postponed. Next up for 901 FC Birmingham. It'll be the team's 4th and final meeting, much like the one tonight with OKC. Birmingham coming off a big win against Louisville on Saturday, 2-1.
Now, Dave, you're the one to ask about this from the Birmingham matchup. Where are the ribs from the football matchup between UAB and Memphis? Because I've been long been an advocate that rack of ribs, the battle for the bones.
Yeah.
I've long been an advocate for bringing that up for this particular, Memphis 901 against Birmingham. Why wouldn't you? I mean,
I think that's a great idea. Here's what's happening around the league tonight, and a lot of this will come into play. Pittsburgh, always tough. Wins it over New York in a shutout. Sporting Kansas City and Birmingham, and it's Birmingham that gets the best of KC2. San Antonio and Real, they're at zip-all, and the Hartford game we mentioned with Charleston has been postponed. Taking a look at the numbers in this one, and as you would suspect because of the red card, Memphis almost 70% of the possession time, 5 shots, 2 on target. That one header late in the match for the Energy got 1 on target. Fouls pretty even, just the 2 Celtic crossing corner kicks, both by Memphis. And the Energy, the better of the duels. 1, look at all the passes. Of course, that's possession time that takes Memphis into the advantage there.
well, the thing is, if you look at the passes, it is impressive, but it's almost too many passes in some respects because they haven't really been able to get the key passes that they've needed. They've just sort of passed it around rather than passing through. So maybe fewer passes, but more incisive ones for half number 2.
And the key, and it will be the same key for the second half too, the red card on Ellis Hayden. They want some goals. Maybe we'll get some in the second half.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex, here to help. Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination. AutoZone, your battery solution.
At Chick-fil-A Caraway Village, we always look forward to seeing Ellie. Nick also.
Ellie just gets excited and bolts right towards him.
She loves to come and get the bag and trots right back to Nick.
We never even had to ask them to hand her the bag. The team members just automatically knew to do it. It was just that little thing, that level of customer service that kind of blew my mind.
We're just really glad that Nick shared Ellie with us. We take care of our guests, whether they're two-legged or four-legged.
Welcome back to Memphis. 0-0 at the break. Memphis has had the better of it thanks to a red card in the 24th minute, and we are now joined by Ben Pierman, the Memphis 901 FC head coach. So you've got the advantage now, much like OKC did in your third matchup, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's going to be tough. Obviously, they're sitting super low with the back five and then, you know, two holding mids in front of them looking to counter out. So we've got to be a little bit more thorough, getting the ball switched side to side and then try to find seams through the middle. You know, we can't just settle for crosses 25, 30 yards out. They've got three big, strong center backs that'll win most of that. We've got to create overloads, get to the end line, get balls across the face of goal.
Ben, is there a way that you can take that opportunity to create those through balls, those into space opportunities, given the fact that they're so compressed?
Yeah, if we go up the right side, we've got to swing it back across the left side, and if that's not on, find little passes in the half spaces in between. You know, they're letting our center backs and midfielders have it on the opposite side of their back seven. But we've got to make sure that if we can't get through them centrally, we've got to get around them to the edges and get to the end line.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck.
Thanks.
That has been Pierman. And the fan who
didn't quite smash the guitar.
She got to do the smash. There's the yellow card early on Memphis, and there is Cody Cropper with a very nice one-handed save.
Well, and it ended up, though, being a great opportunity for OKC, and ultimately it's been a little bit of a chippy one here and there, as you've seen Batista pick up that yellow card. The red card, obviously, this one here was the turning point in the match. Ellis Hayden sent off justifiably so for plowing over Andre Reynolds in a straight red. No worries there for 901 FC. But now, can you take advantage of it? And you heard Ben Pierman. Again, I really appreciate, I hope the fans out there that are watching appreciate what he gives you tactically, because most coaches aren't going to give you as much information, but he's letting you know exactly what we were talking about. And we kind of alluded to it in the first half, that they're not switching the play fast enough. And you see these opportunities are fairly tame. Got to create some killer opportunities. That means moving the ball quicker. That means getting into those half spaces and being able to play with some incisive play, and that's something that he's talked about with his guys. So I know that's been a focal point in the locker room at the half.
And apparently wants to attack from the right side, especially if everybody is compressed.
He's saying if you take it from the right, you got to move it to the left quick, and vice versa. Like he wants to switch that play. faster, and that's kind of what we talked about. Right now they've been switching play, but it's taken 3 or 4 passes to do it. Well, you can allow them to kind of switch over with you. If you do it faster, you create those spaces.
Good to see Declan win. He came back out. Remember, he got roughed up. Memphis will play it back. Skylar Thomas will find Cody Cropper, and Memphis will start to build. Cody Cropper has played 3 halves. Clean sheet all the way through now in his tenure as the Memphis goalkeeper.
Well, and insofar in his time on loan from FC Cincinnati, he hasn't had a whole lot of work to do, which is exactly what you want.
Here is Alan Wynn. Into the center and tried to find, I believe it was Lustin Paul, and here's another opportunity. This one in front, right through the goal mouth.
Well, really good cross. And that's the most dangerous cross we've seen all match. It happened early on. Again, this team tends to improve in the second half.
And here is a chance. They go to the right flank. A shot and a goal. It's Bijev, and out of nowhere, OKC, 1 man down, makes the counterattack pay.
Well, well, well. This has changed things quite a bit, hasn't it? OKC, quick ball over the top, and this was Bijev with a nice little chip to get past Logue, and then a beautiful left-footed finish. Very calm play, and we talked about how good Bijev he is, how skilled he is. That time, look at that little chip, little dink over the top, and then finishing with his foot. Did this hit his hand? Double check that and see if it hit his hand on the way up. And maybe something that you want to take an eye on, but
I don't think so.
Otherwise, because it looked like he might have controlled it by accident with that left hand, but he still finished well with his left foot. And 901 FC, just like that, a goal down. Now, obviously, you need to score anyway. Now you desperately need to score, and just goes to show that if you get too aggressive, you get vulnerable with those balls over the top.
And they did. They went long, they got the numbers, they got it to the right guy, and Bijev used his left foot for his 3rd goal against Memphis this year. And that would be his, I believe, 10th goal on the year. Memphis to try and get it right back. Cleared away.
And Reynolds again driving to the end line. And the ironic thing is that it happened right after one of the better moves that Memphis had, a little 1-2 right on the edge of the area. Some good one-touch, two-touch stuff we haven't seen from 901 FC. So that was a little unfortunate that it happened as a result of that. Shouldn't really change too much about your game plan here, though, Dave, because you got plenty of time left. You knew you were going to have to score. Maybe this ups your intensity level a little bit. Still perfectly fine in this game, but just goes to show that a guy like Bijev, man, you give him an opportunity, and he can absolutely kill you.
He finished, no doubt about it. Tucker Stevenson will put it into play. And they'll...
What a sucker punch that was, though.
Give that ball back to OKC. Yeah, I think it stunned the crowd at AutoZone Park. We're sitting here watching 70% of the possession, all Memphis, especially since the 24th minute when OKC received a red card and Memphis went a man up. They couldn't get it in the net. A quick counterattack on the long ball, and Bijev makes this a whole different challenge.
Change things completely. The goals change games. It's one of the more simple cliches, but it's very true. Goals change games. This one has been changed by that goal. Now for OKC, they have a little more freedom to play even more conservatively, knowing that they're sitting on a lead, not just trying to hang on to a point, but trying to hang on to 3 points. They really can go hyper conservative. It's going to up the challenge even more for Memphis to pass through tighter and tighter spaces. And that's going to make it imperative to keep moving without the ball, open up those spaces to pass into.
The energy will pack it in. And Fortune with a little shove gets called for the foul.
Now, gonna keep an eye on what Ben Pierman does. He change things up a little bit as a result of that? Do you see him even throw on a Salazar quickly and try to up the tempo up front, try to up the movement level up front a little bit, or does he kind of stick with it and give these guys 10, 15 more minutes to figure things out?
Then gazing out there, trying to figure it all out. Knows he's got to score a goal. They haven't scored one in the last game or the first half in this one. And they have yet to score more than 2 goals in a single game yet. Murphy putting some pressure on. Bijan had it and hits the ball for a second like Chavez might get a hold of it. And Memphis will try to bring it out. almost 6 minutes going here. The tenure of this game has changed with the shorthanded goal by OKC and their prolific scorer Bijan.
We go back to what we talked about earlier. So far, at least in this half, still not asking enough questions of OKC's defense. Not making them chase after runners without the ball, making them move out of the spaces. They're kind of allowed to just sit where they want to, and they're perfectly fine with Memphis 901 FC passing around them. No problem. Just not going to pass through them.
Well, this time penetration and a look at the far post. Memphis with the opportunity here, and that shot from Reynolds knocked away.
Yeah, Reynolds, and he's got his hand on his head, both hands there. He knows he had a heavy touch initially. If he could have controlled that a little bit better, would have given him a great opportunity. But that was an opportunity for a Celtic crossing corner.
And there was the opening. Murphy had gotten it right there. He was just a little late, and that was...
You see that heavy touch from Reynolds. It took it too far in front of him.
Did. And a very nice defensive play. Was that Bijan who came back and got in the way? Here's the corner, and it's knocked away by Cochran. Bijan trying to get past Reynolds. That should be offsides.
It would have been, but he didn't play it. OKC still showing that they carry some threat, though.
Logue sends it ahead. Here's Dakers with Wynn. Two-man game. Dakers looking to cross. Nothing there. Wynn trying to find some space. They'll have to play it out. Skylar Thomas goes right back to Niall Logue. This time Wynn a little deeper into the box. There's Reynolds. Right back, Paul knocked away. Great move by Cochran.
Good 1-2 at the edge of the area again. The opportunity, and Cochran upset because he thinks that was a dangerous play. I think he had every right to go for the ball. Leston Paul, a very cheerful fellow. So no worries there.
Well, a sportsmanlike exchange, I thought.
A little dummy from Paul and tried to get it, and again, it just a high boot. That is.
Well, the ball was right there. He was clearly going for the ball.
You know, but even if you're going for the ball, Dave, the boot gets up that high, that'll often be disallowed. So I get why Cochran's a little upset, but it's understandable, and that's fine. The very genial Leston Paul just had a little conversation. Yeah, you know, just a little miscommunication, no big deal. Again, that was better though. The dummy went under, made the run into the box, some fluidity, some movement. It's still too static for 901 FC right now in attack.
Kiss you do. We'll send it behind. Memphis will try to build. Now the long ball. And a good push off in the middle. Here's Fortune to let it go, and a save by Cochran. And Murphy was right there ready to pounce.
Good work on the edge from Kisidu to dig the ball out from a much bigger opponent. Put a nice ball in, and Fortune didn't get enough on it to really trouble the keeper, but it certainly was at least a shot on target. Kind of dug that into the ground before he was able to get much on it. So that happens, but starting to see some more activity from 901 FC.
Leston Paul up ahead for Dakers again. Dakers on Batista. You're just taking it away from him. In the middle, Paul, who just took that shot. Kiss you do. Crosses. And here's Reynolds. Reynolds on Bijan. Got by him. Up to the top of the box, and Kiss you do again. into the middle, and Murphy was ready to pounce, and that was cleared away beautifully.
Great communication, great defensive play, good dummy on the near post run, and opportunity for Murphy, but a nicely judged work from OKC defensively.
Load back into the middle. Memphis will regroup. Into the 56th minute, 1-0 OKC. Batista took that right away, and it went off Dakers.
Better signs, though, from 901 FC. More incisive passing, more incisive running inside the box. Look at that beautiful dummy from Reynolds, who let that thing go right under, and a good opportunity for Murphy, and terrific work inside. Was that Connor Donovan, who's their captain. That's a captain's play.
It was. Started every game. He's been one of their more valuable players. Here is Allen Wynn. Trying to get it to that left foot to cross and just couldn't. Reynolds keeps it alive to Paul. Clear it away again. Taker's very active. He's been a load this whole game.
Better flow from 901 FC. Quicker passing, quicker movement, better running. Still got to have to up it even more, though, against a pretty sturdy and determined OKC Energy defense.
Allen Wynn gets by Bija. Top of the box, still looking for room. Reynolds. No one near. And we're going to get some substitutions here. Salazar and Lamar will come in. This the kind of offensive punch you were looking for?
Well, let's see who they come in for. Allen Wynn looks like he's going to be subbed out for Lamar, and Skylar Thomas taken off by. And there you go. That's the offensive substitution that you're talking about right there. Because Lamar for Wynn is kind of a like-for-like situation, but when you take one of your central defenders away and you bring on a forward, that tells you everything you need to know about what Ben Pierman thinks of this match, how important it is, how much they need to score. He's throwing it all out there right now. 2 forwards, everyone up front trying to push to make sure he can get not just 1 goal but 2 goals.
First substitutions in the game by Ben Pierman. Here comes OKC. This play there. And for the first touch of the game, we'll run Lamar. Look to go ahead. There was someone streaking. Knocked away. Yes, you do. We'll set it up on the right point. Up top, looking for Murphy. Another clearance by OKC. Niall Lowe looks at that pack-in defense from OKC. Dakers will send it into the box, and that thing was loose. Punched away by Cochran. Still up top. Now control. Here's Bija. OKC up 1-0. They'll bring it up. It comes right back to Bija. He says thank you. And a nice tackle by Reynolds.
Really important deflection there because Bija had a sprinting Declan Wynn who would have been absolutely in the clear as they go for it on the counterattack. But this was a terrific cross and good bit of goalkeeping as he was able to be aggressive and get out there from Cochran, just get a hand to it because Salazar was trying to jump in and make an immediate impact. But you saw that play, David, was set up by Logue playing it wide quickly and into that space, which set up a better angle for the cross. It's got to be quicker. Everything's got to be a little bit faster for Memphis 901 FC.
I did like the aggression of Michael Salazar on that play, too.
He's a striker, baby. It's what you got to go for. You got to run. That's your job. Chase that ball. Put your head in there.
Here's the throw-in by Oklahoma City, and up high to get it is Cropper. Then he knocked down Declan Wynn.
Just threw him down to get out of my way, man.
No call. Guess you do. Up ahead for Daker. And he is in full sprint. Dacre up that right side. Tried to bang it in the middle, looking for Salazar. It went off the shin of OKC.
Well, and Dacres, when he turns on the Jets, he can certainly get it. And then look, you see Crawford just say, get out of the way, man. I'm trying to move fast. Trying to start a counterattack quickly.
Whoa, that was a rocket that was just punched away by Cochran. That was ever so close.
Logue, that was a phenomenal drive. Had no right to take it from fully 30 yards out and got it absolutely perfect. That thing was going top corner. Great save from Cochran with the left hand. But Logue got everything. And he will not hit a shot more purely than that in his career. Very unfortunate that save. That was he had no business doing that.
That was almost brilliant had that been 2 inches left. Here's the play in the middle off the Celtic corner crossing. Logue in a battle there. But it's OKC and Batista that win that one. OK City just very content now. Bring it up, get it to the mid-line, and just dump it in and get back into your defensive stance.
Well, I mean, you're going to see that for the most part. I mean, it makes sense when you're playing a man down. They do carry a threat, though. They've shown, with the goal, and then even 1 or 2 other times on the counterattack when they can get it going. They are still dangerous.
Into the box, looking for Salazar, headed away. Chev.
Well, that's a terrific ball.
He just puts it out to the midline. Chavez will put it into the middle. Here they come. That would have been.
I'm telling you, Dave. They carry a threat. They are not completely shutting it down. I mean, they are on the counterattack. They still want to try to get something done.
They are sending 3. They sent, what was it, 2 when Bijev scored his goal on the.
Well, you're just making those runs. I mean, guys making runs into space, and do you have the energy to keep doing it? So far, they do.
Leston Paul will get it going. OKC will get back into their umbrella. Here's the play up, and it was played right wing at the top. Here's Kishidu. He'll send it backwards, and Logue will begin it again. You can be patient for a while, but in the 63rd minute, down 1-0, you're going to have to make something happen. Logue again. Here's Fortune. Up against Bijev. Played to Dacres. Dacres lofts. Inside. Punched away. Right to Memphis. And here's the shot from Kishidu. No. Still loose. And it will go out off, I think, of OKC.
Oh, a couple of really good opportunities in that scramble there. Lamar couldn't quite finish it, but this was a dangerous cross that was not fully dealt with. Segber's leaving it. Kishidu got it there, and Lamar couldn't quite get it on target as it was swept away by OKC defensively before he could take a swing at it. Kurimoto with some last-ditch defending.
Once again, Salazar did a good job getting in the way. Here's the Celtic corner crossing. The kick won't go, and there is Cochran up high to take it away from Murphy. Memphis has had the better of the Celtic crossing corners today.
Well, again, patience, all that dominating possession, dominating statistically, but soccer is not a sport that necessarily can be that simple. Sometimes patience is not a virtue, and in this case, a little more impatience in the attack wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for 901 FC.
In the last 5 or 6 minutes, though, a couple of really nice opportunities. They found their way in. Lamar and Salazar have upped the energy for sure. You have the big shot by Logue that just missed. But nonetheless, it's OKC 1-0. Kishidu trying to get it past Chavez. Couldn't do it. And we got the call. Chavez did a good job of drawing that one.
Well, that was certainly a foul. Kishidu's not he's not involved in the play, Dave, in the build-up as much as he needs to be. He's kind of slowing the attack down to some extent, and he's much more incisive than that. But he's not. He doesn't seem to quite be on his game today.
That free kick, looking for Bishev. A miscue, and Memphis will get it right back.
Well, I mean, we mentioned if you want the possession numbers, almost 72% now for Memphis 901 FC, and that will go up probably towards 75% before it's all said and done.
But before it's all said and done, Memphis needs one to get the game back to even. Nicely played by Lee Weidman, the interim coach. Once he was down, once he got that break on the Bishev goal, they have been very smart and disciplined, staying back in the umbrella, defensively, not giving up any spaces. Memphis is really going to have a beautiful, creative play in order to tie this game or take a lead.
Well, they've got to make them work harder, and that's part of it. You have to, when you've got a determined, hunkered down opponent, you got to move them around a little bit. They haven't had to move around enough. You got to get them to use that energy. You got to get them tired. You got to get them to the point where, they're exhausted and they're not able to chase you around. You got to ask those questions. And so far, 901 FC's been a little bit predictable so far and haven't asked too many questions of OKC.
Lamar lost it. Bishev gave it right back. Memphis will try to get it going. Don't forget, Memphis since the 24th minute has had a one-man advantage. Lamar trying to control up top. Here's the quick shot, way over the crossbar, off the foot of Kishidu.
Well, see, this is the thing, Dave. Is Salazar had the ball in a pretty good position on that left side, and got his head up to look into the box, and no one was steaming in to try to attack either of the post. Not a near post run, not a far post run. Everyone was just sort of hanging out kind of at the edge of the area. And you see he's waiting, and he ends up having to push the ball back. Leads to Kishidu snatching at it with his left foot and going well over the top. Not making those runs in. If you make those runs at the keeper, given a target for Salazar and a cross like that, then you may open up some space even on a rebound or a deflection or something of that nature. Just didn't have a lot of options there.
Brad Dunwell in for Charlie Ward. Brown's going to come in. Vasilovic is going to come in. 3 substitutions now by Lee Weidman.
Vasiljevic is a dangerous player too. Keep an eye on him as a guy that can do. He can make some nice passes, and he can do a little bit of magic in tight spaces where you might see some opportunities for OKC. That again, they're going to be a defensive oriented team, obviously, but they still want to carry at least enough attack to make Memphis 901 FC think about it.
So Vasiljevic is coming in for Bishev. And he scored the only goal in the game. He really worked hard. So 3 substitutions, basically a third of their team now that's out on the field.
Well, this makes them even more defensive, but they do want to carry enough of a threat to at least, have something going on. But they're certainly defense first, no question about it.
And they do miss Chavez. I thought he played a brilliant game tonight. Here's Lamar. Sends it ahead. Dakers. They settle in the middle to Fortune. On the cross, not close. Knocked away. And just in the game, as we mentioned, here's Jonathan Brown.
Well, 901 FC essentially now is playing with one.
Oh, and a yellow card.
Yellow card for Loeb.
Yeah.
And he's the only center back that's out there right now. They're playing with 3 defenders as Raul Gonzalez comes in for Andre Reynolds, who I think that's just a matter of getting some legs out there. Reynolds has worked extremely hard. Same thing with bringing in Adoro at this point.
Dominic Odoro in for Dre Fortune.
Just getting some legs in and some energy for those guys. But really for 901 FC, you've got 1 central defender, and you've got 2 fullbacks who are really going up the pitch very aggressively. So it's a super aggressive formation that's out there. They know they'll be vulnerable potentially on the counterattack. They just hope it doesn't come to that because they need to score goals.
Sengler's got it up top. Here's Kishidu and Lamar. Well, looking to go inside. Knocked away and a smart header right back to Wynn. Wynn will put it midfield. 20 minutes of regulation left. It is still OKC playing down a man, up 1-0 on the strength of the Viljan Bijev shorthanded goal.
Each team has 1 moment left.
Here's the first touch for Raul Gonzalez, the former University of Memphis player. That was just slightly behind Kishadu, and that one's winds up right in the hands of an easy save for C.J. Cotter.
Well, you see the idea there, but it's really hard to play in such small areas. You're asking a lot. You have to be really precise with your footwork because you've got 4 or 5 OKC defenders that are able to converge on that area pretty quickly. So it makes it some intricate passing needed. You got to come from that Barcelona-style tiki-taka to get that thing through, and that's a lot to ask of players at this point.
If you were a fan that came tonight for 901 FC night, 901 night really, Ghost River was what you were given as a part of your ticket. Ghost River is a proud partner of Memphis 901 FC.
Still a little upset that they didn't bring us a couple of those Ghost Rivers during the match. I know you're technically not supposed to do that, but boy, I'd sure like to.
Well,
is that wrong of me to say? I can say that, right? I can
the
say
night is still young.
Okay.
Peter Edmiston.
All right.
Peter Edmiston, Dave Willushin, nice to have you with us tonight on this gorgeous night. We have watched OKC battling against the odds, down a man since the 24th minute. In the second half, early on, they went long, counterattack. Bijev, their great goal scorer, he made his 10th goal of the year, his 3rd against Memphis in 4 games this year to make it 1-0, and Memphis doing everything they can to get back in the game. Here's the cross in the middle, and that one just misses wide right side. Salazar got a noggin on it, but not enough.
Well, and it's going to be a Celtic crossing corner. Again, good defending from OKC. Better cross, driven cross, good running across the face of goal to open up those opportunities.
Takers up and close, and it just misses.
That'll be another corner. Celtic crossing corner number 2 in this sequence. Good ball thrown in.
That was a great
put it in the mix
that time by Dakers. He'll do it again.
Yeah, Dakers is the service has been good from the corner.
Great look on our ESPN2 cameras. This one will go through the box. Segber's kind of quiet tonight from Memphis. And a quick left-footed attempt there. Easy save for Cochran.
Didn't ask a lot of questions of Cochran that time. Dakers gave him a little bit of an easy way out. That's an easy enough shot with that left foot. He was kind of going away from goal too, which didn't allow him to get quite as much power on it.
There was not a lot of muscle on it, you're right. I want to tell you about the W starting next spring. The USLW League will provide increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue their careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch, comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets. The W League is set to begin play in more than 30 communities across the U.S. Head over to USLWleague.com and you'll learn more. Weston Paul looking for space. Now one man to bite. Here's Gonzalez lofting in far post. There's Cochran.
Not enough on that cross to trouble Cochran. I like how Logue is playing as a kind of a defensive midfielder at this point, and he's kind of starting a lot of the attacks with a pretty strong range of passing from Logue. That left foot, he's the one who's providing a little bit of width from 901 FC. Not a lot being provided from anybody else, but Logue is certainly looking side to side, which is nice to see. And you're going to have to do that in order to open up those spaces to run into, and they just haven't done that enough tonight.
Yes, you do. Finds Gonzalez. You saw that graphic a minute ago. Since the 24th minute of this match, Memphis has had a man up. They have not been able to score. You saw 73% possession time, but it hasn't produced a point. Hasn't produced a goal. That'll belong to Oak City into the 77th minute. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM-FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr. Every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
Interesting numbers for 901 FC in this match. They've got 35 crosses to just 5 for OKC. But those 35 crosses, Dave, to me, that's almost problematic. You would say, wow, that's that's a ton of crosses. It is. It's a huge amount. But because you're putting it in an area where OKC's got a lot of tall guys, a lot of very physical defenders there, the two central defenders, and they're playing with a compressed line anyway. It hasn't really given them much to think about. It's been kind of meat and potatoes for them. It's exactly what they would like to see. Those through balls would probably be a little more dangerous, and those haven't been easy coming for 901 FC.
You'd rather see the attack vertical then, rather than crossing side to side?
Well, I mean, it's not so much the crossing side to side is fine, but then someone's got to make a run, and you don't necessarily need to cross the ball into the box with a high sort of looping kind of thing, because that's something that those tall defenders would have no trouble with. It's more about if you're having guys making runs that are, you can pick them out in this sort of a space, instead of guys playing with their backs to the goal and waiting to have the ball played to feet. Make some runs and have that ball played in front of you.
That's a nice giveaway. Weston Paul will send to Dakers. He'll put it in the box. Looking for Murphy. The header misses left. Good move by Murphy. Dakers kept it alive.
Put it up there. Let Murphy go have a chance at it. It's hard when you're going up against the keeper, who can use his hands, and he's also 6'4". Makes it difficult, but Murphy's certainly a danger in that space. And keeper kind of missed it, and Murphy didn't quite know what to do at that point. He had committed. Yeah, he had committed to thinking it was going to be in one spot, and the keeper missed the ball, and it kind of changed the trajectory on him and ended up hitting him in the shoulder.
Your Segers with a takeaway right from Declan Wynn. Weston Paul has Logue, and Logue lets it go loose in the box. Lamar looking for space, can't get it, cleared away. Nice job again by that interior defense of the Energy. And that one will go.
I don't blame Logue for taking a pop.
Vasiljevic.
I don't blame him for taking a pop right there, because he showed earlier on that he can fizz one without problem. And even then, that one caused a little bit of a scramble.
Dakers and Segbers. Played ahead for Dakers. Good job defensively. And Memphis will get it back.
Well, it's go time now, Dave. It's go time. You got
10 minutes left in regulation.
You got to crank it up. This has been I would say, a fairly tepid performance thus far from 901 FC in a match that you really would feel like you not only you'd expect to win, but you need to win. And especially going a man with a man up in that situation, and the response has just not really been there. They haven't put OKC under any significant threat more than once or twice in this match, and getting popped on the counterattack certainly didn't help things either. Got to get forward and got to throw the kitchen sink at them here. Two goals can be had. It's certainly not. It's not beyond the realm of possibility, especially in this situation. But you got to get going.
And they try to get going. They play it long. They were looking for Murphy, and it was cleared away.
That run right there, just an example. It's first one of the rare times that he's run into the channel and they try to play it in front of him, but that one is so predictable that you almost have to play a perfect ball. Made it pretty easy for the OKC defense to clean it up.
The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. As you just said, now or never for Niall Logue and 901 FC. It has been a gutty performance by the Energy. Now to man since the 24th minute. Here's Dakers. Logue with the big left leg. Lamar lofts it, back post. Oh, it hit the crossbar. Still loose. Here's Dakers. And he loses control. Another chance, and it got the post.
Well, and I love the fact that it was, Niall Logue continued his run all the way into the box and gave an extra man, gave OKC something to think about that was unusual. He just kept on running right into the box. And we'll see Daly come in, but you see right there, a little flipped over, hit the crossbar. Yeah, Cochran was flailing. He had no chance at this one, as he had no idea what was going on. Very unfortunate that thing hit the crossbar. Kind of a Lamar sort of trying to put the cross in. I don't think he meant that as a shot, but it very nearly ended up being perfect.
There's Rashawn Daly, who is now in for Dakers, who played pretty well. Yeah, I think that was more.
That was a cross. That was definitely not a shot.
Cross, yeah.
But had he made it, he would claim that was a shot for sure, and he'd take the goal either way.
But you think about it, the Logue shot was 2 inches left, it's a goal. This one 2 inches lower, it's a goal. It's just been that kind of night for 901 FC, and on the plus side, a good one for the Energy, who've just been gutting down since the 24th minute. Here's another chance into the middle, but no one is there. Here's Gonzalez. He takes it right away. That was a great job because Vasiljevic was there. Gonzalez controls. Lamar, this time it is a cross, and it's behind and too far. Up top, Kiss You Do. He fires. That's deflected. Should be Memphis ball.
It'll be out for
crossing,
yeah, out for a Celtic crossing corner. Now, finally, in the last 2 minutes, this looks like a team that's playing with that desperation. That's playing with the kind of intensity that you need in this kind of a situation. Everyone playing a little bit harder, making some runs. Daly made a nice run, coming in right out of the gate.
And that one too far. Daly in a battle.
I mean, you got to go all out. You got to go all out for this one. These last 7 minutes or so, 6 minutes plus stoppage time. Run your socks off.
Segbrews does just that. Takes it down low, gets it in the box. That was a heel attempt by Salazar.
Could have been enough for another Celtic crossing corner. Yeah, Salazar, improv attempt. Good run to that run to the end line, crossing back. Got to have somebody just run at the team, Dave. They're dying for somebody to just make some runs at them.
Kiss you do with the Celtic crossing corner. Headed away. Segber's right back into the box too far. Murphy was all alone, but it went too far. An easy one for C.J. Cochran, and time is ticking. 85-22 gone here in the match.
Yeah, frustration emerging there from Kyle Murphy. Got that one all wrong. Segber's trying to lob it into the area. Now you've got a cramp, and it's always at this point in time, I'm not going to cast aspersions, Dave, but there's always some level of suspicion at this point in time when you have these sorts of cramps and the team's up 1-0, and maybe I'm just cynical.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud. Not that blistering hot tonight, actually in the 70s, but after you've been up and down all night long, you can start to cramp up a little bit.
Again, that dangerous run to the end line, crossing it back, putting it into dangerous areas. They've not done that enough tonight. Have not put the ball into super dangerous areas enough times. Have not given Oklahoma City enough decisions to make when the ball goes into the box. It's been pretty straightforward stuff. Yeah, you've had a couple of opportunities. You did hit the crossbar with an accidental sort of attempt. Logue with a fantastic strike from 30-plus yards out, but really haven't given Kyle Murphy the service that he needs, and really haven't pushed enough buttons in this midfield in the attack going forward.
Less than 3 minutes left in regulation. Gonzalez will send it ahead to Lamar. Into the box. There's Kiss You Do. Couldn't get the leg on the ball. And he'll be called for the foul. The high foot.
I was surprised the Cochran, the goalkeeper, let that drop, because that was a pretty dangerous situation. It looked like he could have had that under control. He chose not to, and Kissidu was in good position, but couldn't quite make it work.
This will be a heck of a win for OKC if it holds up. That'll give them 29 points and give them a little cushion maybe into the playoffs. This will be a bad one for Memphis at home. Up a man, hoping to get 3 and would get none, and would stay at the 26 points. Sorry, at the 22-point position. Preston Paul sends it back. Time is ticking away. Valley. Memphis plays it back out, trying to stay patient, trying to build. There's Niall Logue. Minute left in regulation.
No one moving in the box. No one moving at all. No runs being made. No one. That's why these balls just have to keep going around, because there's no balls. There's no passes on.
Sean Daly trying to find something through a double team. They all stand in a line in the box. Finally, here's Paul. Paul makes his move. He lofts it and hits the side of the net. It was deflected. It will be a Celtic crossing corner.
Good move. A good opportunity from Paul. Quick thinking. You get a corner. Got to do something with it.
With Dakers out, it'll be Kishidu. And way out loud to the side to get that ball was Cochran, who fumbled it away, but Murphy just couldn't come up with it.
You floated it in. And again, that's an area where Cochran is at 6'4", you're going to be perfectly happy to see a floated ball coming in there. Very difficult to expect any attacker to be able to do something with that. You got 4 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time.
So you know you got 4 minutes, and that is it. And Cochran's going to take his time.
He'll get a yellow card for doing it.
Yeah.
Time-wasting yellow card, but I don't suppose he'll be too upset about that.
No, to be his 7th clean sheet of the year if this holds up. And a huge win for OKC with all the odds against them. Memphis was in sort of dominating form early on when it was 11 v 11. Couldn't get one to go, had a couple of chances. Then everything seemed to be going in their way when the red card was given to Ellis Hayden, but Memphis couldn't get it. One counterattack. Bijev made him pay, and OKC is sitting pretty.
And again, example there, Segber's driving, but matched now by 2 OKC defenders, and just has not had the legs, and that should be a card. They're throwing that thing away. Oh, they've got another ball. I thought it was a player just throwing the ball away to waste more time. But Segber's didn't have the energy to finish that play off.
And here comes Aiden Daniels. Aiden Daniels, 2 goals this year. They were both against Memphis in that 4-1 win when the 901 FC was down a man. He'll come in for Jonathan Brown.
You can see Jonathan Brown taking an age to get off the field.
That'll probably give you a few more seconds. They'll add it to the Miller Lite stoppage time. Cochran lets it go. And now Logan will bring it up. Memphis, 2 minutes left in the stoppage time. And 901 FC desperately needs an opportunity here. Daly. One-on-one. Here's Gonzalez. That'll go off of Segber's. That was good hustle by OKC.
Well, but the fact that the pass had to come from that angle allowed the OKC defender to make up that ground. And when you talk about the hustle, if you play it quicker, you can't make that ground up that fast. And here's another example of we've got a player calling for a substitution. So this might be somewhat of a legitimate injury, but I'm always a little dubious at this time in this situation. And OKC, not that I could blame him, Dave. If I were a manager, I'd probably have my team doing something similar. You played a man down for most of this match, and we'll end up clinging to a victory. Yeah, on the road, I would probably be doing something similar at this point.
Well, if it holds up, the OKC energy will be 7, 7, and 8 on the year. Memphis will slip to 5, 7, and 7. And this one will be, I think, hard for Ben Pierman and company to swallow. This was a home game. He knows they've got to step it up. They were down only 4 points in the standings for a playoff position, chasing this particular team. And you go up a man early in the game, and you had so many chances but couldn't convert.
There's no question this will sting. Still time left, a couple minutes. Got time for maybe 1 or 2 more attacks here. Got to make them count.
Logan will leave it for Kishidu. Here's a cross. They were looking for that far post, and I think Logan snuck up there, but that was not to be. Cleared away. Into the box, headed away. Gonzalez controls. Memphis down to maybe their last possession or 2. Ball swings it to the right side. Here's Kishidu. Tried to go up top, cleared away. That may just about do it. You're already almost a minute over the 4 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time. Kishidu one last chance. sends it, looking for Daly, headed away. Murphy's going to chase it down. Here's the Magic Man. Splits two. Here's the shot, and it got deflected away. What a nice deflection by Mitchell Osman. One more attempt won't go. Here's Daly. Far post. Here's the header. No! And that's the game.
Couple of extremely good opportunities at the end. It usually happens that way at the very end. You get one or two really good chances. They got two of them. Could not convert either one. It's been that kind of night for 901 FC as the whistle blows.
Right. I thought it was over. Right.
I thought it was over just there.
Yeah, I did too.
Still got time.
And now you get, I believe,
yeah,
the
that's
final
it.
whistle.
Now it's over. Yeah, that is the three toots of the whistle, and that ends a very disappointing night for Memphis 901 FC.
It is very disappointing for 901 FC. You can believe that OKC and Lee Weidman and William Bijev are going, wow, we got one here. We stole one here. When it was 11-11, it sure looked like it was going to be Memphis's night. One goal, one counter early in the second half, and that's the end. And give OKC's defensive scheme and their effort a lot of credit. Another clean sheet, the 7th this year for their goalie, C.J. Cochran.
Just was not good enough for Memphis 901 FC at the end of the day. It was not good enough in attack, and they played, Dave, to be honest with you, like a team that was pretty tired. And they played that way against the Sporting KC too. I know that's something that Ben Pierman has talked about. You know, that's the flip side of having so many games in hand. They all come thick and fast.
34 hours on a bus will contribute, but this is the man. This is the play. That's what won the game.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex, here to help. Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination, AutoZone, your battery solution.
At Chick-fil-A Caraway Village, we always look forward to seeing Ellie. Nick also.
Ellie just gets excited and bolts right towards him.
She loves to come and get the bag and trots right back to Nick.
We never even had to ask them to hand her the bag. The team members just automatically knew to do it. It was just that little thing, that level of customer service that kind of blew my mind.
We're just really glad that Nick shared Ellie with us. We take care of our guests, whether they're two-legged or four-legged.
It is over. There's a good look at the beautiful Peabody right in downtown Memphis near Beale Street. There's the Memphis Mafia. They're still behind their team, but it did not happen tonight. OKC with a gutty performance. They win it 1-0. Man of the match, brought to you by Buff City Soap, is Kadeem Dakers. 6 key passes and a lot of effort in this game, Peter Edmiston.
Had a number of good crosses, had a decent chance or two for Kadeem Dakers, was very active, was a willing runner and was running all night long. Just couldn't quite find that killer ball, and a lot of those crosses into areas that were pretty easily dealt with at the end of the day from OKC. But I think if anyone deserves to be the man of the match presented by Buff City Soap, it's Kadeem Dakers.
Here's a look at the final numbers. You're going to look and go possession 26% to 74%. Look at the shots on target, 7-2, and yet Memphis falls 1-0.
Well, and again, here, this is a great example of why soccer can be such a frustrating sport, because you look at it statistically and you would say, oh my God, look at the Memphis 901 FC must have won this match going away. 71% possession, 18 shots, more than twice as many passes, almost 3 times as many passes. And yet, not only did they not win, they didn't really deserve to win. It was one of those nights for Memphis 901 FC, and unfortunately, because things are coming so quickly now, and you're right back in action on Saturday against Birmingham Legion, and then you're playing again a week later against the Miami FC, who's very, very good. These are 2 really good opponents you're going up against, and you got to find a way to dig deep and get some energy yourself in these matchups, because it just hasn't been there of late for 901 FC.
Congratulations to the Energy as they pick up the 3. Disappointing for sure for Ben Pierman and his 901 FC. You saw the red card didn't matter because the scorer for OKC Bija said, I'll take it into my hands. 1-0. That's your final for Peter Edmondson and our entire crew here in Memphis. I'm Dave Woloshin. So long, everybody. Good job, man.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.